Step 4. Continue after the burn. The burn is probably where you normally stop. This time, keep going. When researchers ask lifters to train to failure, something strange happens. Many stop with 3, 4, sometimes 5 clean reps still left, while swearing they had nothing. Their muscles didn't fail, their brain quit early. And if that's you, and for most beginners it is, then every time you say, "I had 2 reps left," you're probably guessing. Today, we fix that. Here's what you'll get in the next few minutes. I'll show you what real failure actually looks and feels like, why you don't need it every set, and how to test it once, safely, so every future set becomes more honest. And stay with me, because by the end, you'll know how to find your first calibration number. Proof of how many reps your brain has been quietly stealing from your sets. For most beginners, it's bigger than you'd ever guess. And let me be clear about the tone up front. This is not a "go harder, bro" video. The goal is smarter effort, not destroying yourself every workout. First, the definition, because almost everyone gets this wrong. Real failure is when you attempt another clean rep and the weight physically stops. You pull, you push, you give it everything, and the rep does not complete. Failure is not a feeling, it's an event. Now here's what failure is not. The burn is not failure. That burning shows up many reps before your muscles are done. Discomfort is not failure. Discomfort is just the price of hard training. A slow repetition is not failure. Slow reps mean you're approaching it, the neighborhood, not the house. And wanting to stop is definitely not failure. Your brain will beg you to quit long before your muscles actually do. One more line and it matters. Swinging or changing your form is not pushing beyond failure. The moment you have to swing, bounce, shorten the range, or change position to keep the weight moving, your clean set is already over. Those no longer count as clean reps because momentum and other muscles have taken over. Now do something for me. Think about your last hard set, the exact moment you put the weight down. Were you actually done, or did you just want to be done? Be honest. That gap between "I want to stop" and "I physically can't," those are the reps your brain steals from you. Every set, every workout. Stolen reps. And most beginners have never taken a single one of them back. Now here's the surprising part. You don't actually need to train to failure every set. Here's what the research shows. Stopping roughly 1 to 3 clean reps short of failure can produce very similar muscle growth while creating a lot less fatigue. Grinding to failure costs you more soreness and longer recovery, for basically the same result. And for beginners, it's even more lopsided. When you're new, you grow from consistent, high-quality training. You don't need the most extreme version of every set. Failure on every set is unnecessary. So let me correct both extremes at once. If you fail every set, you're paying too much fatigue for the result. You're not building more muscle, you're building a recovery bill. But if you always stop 5 or 6 reps early, you're not training close to failure. You're training close to comfortable. And if every set stays comfortable, you're probably leaving productive repetitions behind. So if you don't need to train to failure, why is this whole video about it? Because of one problem almost nobody talks about. Every good program tells you the same thing. Stop 1 to 3 reps before failure. That's the sweet spot. Nearly all the growth, a fraction of the fatigue. But here's the question that breaks it. If the recommendation is to stop 1 to 3 reps before failure, how do you count backwards from a point you've never reached? If you've never met true failure, your 2 reps left might actually be 6. And the research says exactly that. People are genuinely bad at estimating how many reps they have left. What makes the estimate accurate? Actually experiencing failure. Think of it like this. Imagine being told to park 2 meters from a wall you've never seen. You might stop 10 meters away because you're guessing, but touch that wall once, slowly, carefully, and now you know exactly where it is. From then on, you can judge the distance every single time. Failure is the wall. Visit it once, then spend most of your training near it. Before I give you the test, we separate the safe exercises from the dangerous ones, because where you test failure decides whether this is smart or stupid. Safer options: dumbbell curls. The weight just comes down. Lateral raises, cable exercises, machine presses, push-ups. You just lower to the floor. On these movements, a failed repetition is usually much easier to exit safely, where you do not test carelessly. Barbell bench press without a spotter or safety arms. Barbell squats without safety bars. Any heavy free weight exercise where failing can trap you or hurt you. Here's the rule in one line. Failure should stop the repetition, not trap you under the weight. Now the test itself. Start with one deliberate calibration set. One set, done properly. And a quick note, this isn't a once-in-a-lifetime thing. As your strength and experience change, repeat the test occasionally on safe movements to keep your reference point accurate. But it starts with one set. Here's exactly how. Step 1. Choose a safe exercise. Dumbbell curls are perfect. Push-ups, a cable exercise, or a machine all work too. Step 2. Choose a moderate load. Use a weight you'd expect to lift for roughly 10 to 15 clean repetitions. Not your heaviest, moderate. Step 3. Keep strict form the whole way. No swinging, no shortened range, no momentum. Clean reps only. That's the whole point. Step 4. Continue after the burn. The burn is probably where you normally stop. This time, keep going. Step 5. Continue as the reps slow down. They'll get grinding and ugly slow. That's fine. Slow reps mean you're approaching failure, not that you've reached it. Step 6. Stop when a clean repetition cannot finish. The weight moves halfway and stops, even though you are genuinely trying. That is failure. You just met it, probably for the first time in your life. Step 7. Record 2 things. First, count how many clean reps came after you first wanted to stop. For most beginners, that number is shockingly big. 3, 4, 5 reps or more. That's your calibration number for this exercise today, and it reveals how far your original estimate was off. It won't be identical on every movement, but now you finally have a real reference point. Those or the stolen reps. Second, what the final 2 or 3 clean repetitions felt like. Slow, grinding, but clean. Memorize that feeling. That's the neighborhood of failure. And here's the payoff. From now on, 2 reps left is no longer a guess. It's a place you've actually visited. Now, the most important part. How to use this every day. Because you are not supposed to repeat that test on every set. The test is a calibration, not a training style. Normal training works differently. For most of your normal working sets, here's the method. Keep clean form. Let the repetitions become challenging. Notice when the speed begins to slow. That's your signal you're getting close. And stop when you genuinely believe only 1 to 3 clean repetitions remain. That's it. That's training near failure. And because you've touched the wall once, that judgment is now real, not a guess. Here's the simple rule to remember. Visit failure rarely. Train near failure regularly. One more thing. Not every set needs this. Your warm-up sets and easy ramp-up sets are not supposed to be anywhere near failure. They're preparation, not stimulus. Save the near-failure effort for your real working sets. So here's the whole thing in one breath. Real failure is when another clean rep physically cannot be completed. Not when it burns, not when it slows, and not when you simply want to stop. You don't need to reach failure every set. Stopping roughly 1 to 3 clean reps short can build very similar muscle at a fraction of the fatigue. But if you've never experienced failure, your estimate of 1 or 2 reps left may be completely wrong. So run the calibration on a safe exercise. Memorize the final clean reps. Then spend most of your training 1 to 3 reps away from that wall, and recalibrate occasionally as you get stronger. Because the goal is not to fall off the edge every workout. The goal is to know exactly where the edge is. Do that, and your sets stop being guesses, and your brain stops stealing your reps. And look, most guys think they've trained to failure. Not even close. Comment failure and answer honestly. Has a clean rep ever physically stopped on you? And after you do the test, come back and drop your number. I want to see how many reps your brain was stealing. See you in the next one.